This going. Let's get into the mentality that we're looking for. Let's get into the ability to put ourselves in a place of focus where we're able to overcome our challenges. We're able to put ourselves into a mentality to give ourselves the ability to continue. Today, I'm going to talk about challenge and how you have to see past the challenge. So, some days you're going to have things that are not going to work out. Some days the universe is going to be sitting back kicking your butt. It's going to be in such a way that you're going to have to ask yourself the question, can you continue? Can you continue to put yourself in a place where you can put these things in front of you, where you can write them down, where what you have going on, you have the ability to overcome? And a lot of the challenges that we face off against come down to our mentality. They come down to our ability to be who we are on the inside, to face off against the things that only you can. And it's quite amazing how when you focus through them, you get to see the mentality, you get to see the ability inside of ourselves and how we have the ability to utilize what we have. And the challenges that we face off against, they're just asking you if you have the mentality to continue, if you have the ability inside of yourself to not allow it to affect you, if you have the place inside to continue. And so some of those times you might find yourself in a place where you might be broken down externally, you might be broken down internally. And during those times comes down the true character, comes out the true being, comes out the one who's willing to stay within oneself, willing to continue to grind at that point, to get down with the simplicity within one's being. Now, every challenge that we face off against, everything that you go through, everything that you want to become, all starts with you. It all starts with your ability to focus to a point where what's going on inside has no longer the ability to affect the outside. So that's the reason why I ask myself this question every day: is what I'm doing, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And a lot of people look in this world for things that are not them. They look in this world for things that they cannot achieve. They look in this world for things that they cannot manifest. And so, if we give ourselves that place to recognize that the universe utilizes positivity, utilizes challenge, it utilizes the things that you and I go through, then the ability to utilize those challenges starts happening. The ability to become a universal being, to use the purpose that we already have inside, to use the challenges that we face off against, right? So what are those challenges that you're facing off against today? What are those things that you're working through? What are those places that you're looking to go? When do you start asking your questions inside of you? When do you start to be who you are on the inside? At what point does your ability inside of you be honest with yourself, right? And so, if you can see things that are happening and you can see patterns and you can see challenges, if you can see the ability to understand oneself comes from within, it comes from within one's patience, comes within one's purpose, within one's path. And each of us have one. We have a path that we follow. We have a beat that we carry. We have a connection within ourselves, within our mentality, within our beings. And so, are you connected to your being? Are you connected to your journey? A lot of us are stopped before the journey even starts. We're stopped before the ability to go through challenge has a place within, has a place a purpose where your focus starts to build, where your being starts to happen, where your challenges start to become overcome. And, I look outside right now and it's completely snowing. Like it reminds us that, after a storm, there's sun. That after the challenges come, you have the ability to make it through them. And the storms, they come. The storms, they're there. And the storms, they pass, you see. But they always pass. If you're willing to wait long enough, you're willing to focus to the point where you can see the storm passes. And so each day that we put ourselves in a place where we continue to focus, where what we're working through is ourselves, where the challenges that we're facing off against are not stopping us, that we're getting up and continuing to push forward, that we're focusing towards positivity, that we're not letting those people, those places, those challenges have the effect over us, that we're becoming at mental stability within ourselves, yeah? And so where is your mentality? Where is your level of focus? Where is your being? Where is it that you go within you to find peace? And inside of ourselves, we focus at a level where the being vibrates, where you see the challenges don't have the ability to stop your focus. They don't have the ability to stop your ability inside of yourself. You are a blessing in this universe. When you work through your challenges become your friends. You see, when we're in positions, we're facing off against challenges. We're facing off against professions. Sometimes they might be in sports, sometimes they might be in art, they might be in singing. We're always facing off against our own challenges. We're facing off against our own mentalities, our own ability inside of ourselves to continue to push forward, the ability to continue to believe in oneself, the ability to continue to work at the things that you know you can do, that you can become, that you can manifest. You see, as we focus through them, as we put ourselves at a point where the challenges don't have the ability to stop you, we start to free ourselves, we start to free our minds, we start to free the level of focus within us. And so, are you on that page with yourself? Are you giving yourself the ability to go within? Are you using the gifts that you have? Are you using the challenges that you face off against? Are you becoming the light that you have inside of your being? Are you becoming that kind of a vibration? Because each of you vibrate. Each of you has a part inside of you that is waiting for you to open up, to free your mind, your being, your purpose, your challenges. And each of you has a place inside that you can go, that you can be yourself. It's called your mind. When do you open that? When do you use those pages? When do you read those breaths? When do you read those experiences? When do you focus to the point where the challenges that you face off against, you have the ability to overcome? See, each individual has a place in this universe. Each individual has a purpose.
I couldn't hear what you said.
Each individual has challenges. It's when we face off against our challenges with a positivity, when we see that it is possible to make it through them, that your mentality can't open you up, that what you have going on is not going to stop you. It's going to help you to grow. It's going to help you to be who you are on the inside. See, once focus becomes a tool, once you put yourself in a place where you become a student in your life, once you give yourself the ability to go within, once the mentality has a focus, once the positivity is you, Once the purpose is within you, then the path opens up. See, you don't need everything to be given to you. In fact, if it's given to you, then you have no purpose in your journey. When you have a purpose within your journey, you use the tools that are worn out. You wear the shoes that you wear down. Even when you get new pairs, you're still going to be inside of yourself. You're still going to go through your challenges. You're still going to be in a place where you have to focus. You're going to still be in a place where if you don't put your mentality, and you're still going to be in a place where your utilization comes at a price of how focused you are. It's going to require you to be you. It's going to require you to face off against your challenges. It's going to require you to have your mentality. And you see, people see my videos. They see the weeks, the months, even the year that I've been putting out videos. They see the challenges that I've gone through. They see the days that I go through challenges and how no matter how hard it is, I continue to push. You see, the universe yields to that. The universe is designed in such a way that if you're positive, positivity will start to seek you out. So how do you become positive when the world is not so? That is the questions that's being asked in this time. And the answer to that question is, it hasn't changed. It's just become honest. People don't enjoy their jobs because they're not putting themselves in places where their focus is in place. They don't enjoy their lives because they're not putting themselves close to their families, they're not putting themselves close to themselves, then they're not being honest with themselves. So, at a certain stage, there was a certain teacher who came by the name of Yogi Bhajan. He ushered in the stage of Aquarius, the stage of the constellation Aquarius. Introducing this stage, the knowledge of that place that we were living in, that place that we were going through. When we left that stage, a lot of people wanted that stage to still be in place. They wanted that stage to still be a part of it. They wanted that physicality to have its purpose. And they didn't want to enter the stage within the human being called focus and knowledge. So about a year ago, I started talking about focus and knowledge and the importance of discipline before all of this stuff started happening. And how your simplicity to your breath is important. Your simplicity to your being is important. Now I'm seeing the stage of Pisces in play. See, Pisces is two fishes, one representing focus, the other representing knowledge. There's a center between them, understanding. Einstein stated that mass and energy is interchangeable, that we are one with the universe, that the stage of Aquarius has ended. So when we're looking at the universal aspect and at the stars and we're looking at the signs, do you recognize that the signs have changed? That they have actually become a part of the process of becoming yourself? Have you cared to spend time recognizing the stage of Pisces, the stage within yourself where we bypass those kinds of challenges, per se, the place where sales and people of the mentality of profession go to the place of focus and knowledge where they don't allow their mentality to be dropped to a lower vibration. See, in positions like car sales, for instance, when I did car sales, we did not allow our minds to be in a place where we lowered our mind. We were customer service at the maximum level. And between ourselves, what does your mind vibrate? What is your level of focus at that place? And are we focusing to that level where we're using it, where we're becoming that kind of mentality? You know, I'm looking here at a guy who's got a statement as a millionaire. Let me go ahead and throw something out there. Let me go ahead and teach about the billionaire's mentality. So in a millionaire's mentality, they were living in the stage of Aquarius, okay? And what happened was this. You can go through all of my videos, you can watch them. I've done nearly 360 videos. I talk about motivation, about meditation, and about inspiration. I did 3.5 years of telesales, 2.5 years of car sales, 5 years of Uber driving, and 7 years, nearly 8 years of meditation. And I do have an audience. They just show up at different times. I was left here stating that there's no audience. That's a very good thing, because you see, where you go across my WordPress, my own personal website, I can definitely show that people view my videos, okay? But let me go ahead and share the story about why to become a billionaire in the mentality. So, a millionaire is searching for a whole bunch of different ways to get to the point where they receive that much. A billionaire's mentality does very few things very well. Very few things very well. And they shut off the things, and they learn to say no to things. They learn to move the negativity out of their direction. They learn to utilize what Oprah Winfrey utilized. Oprah Winfrey's mantra is Newton's third law of action. For each action, there is an equal and an opposite reaction. So are you searching for the positivity in your day? Are you putting yourself in a place where you are allowing the negativity out of your life? You see, we focus to that place where we utilize it within ourselves, where we utilize it within our mentality, and then the vibration takes you to a place where very few people can go. See, that is what it's about. How far can your mind go? How far can you open your mentality? And it's inside of that place that the simplicity opens up. And that is that what we learned in school is applicable when you're willing to study yourself. See, the first place is to allow yourself to speak your mind, to allow yourself to be who you are within you, to allow yourself to have only people around you that bring you closer to you, to have people around you who allow you to be who you are on the inside, who allow you to focus past your challenges. Because each of us have them. Each of us have that place where we search inside. And it all starts when you wake up. It all starts when you write stuff down, when you put yourself in a place where you start to overcome your challenges, where you work on them one at a time. And you see, some people spread themselves so thin that they forget about even their own journey's purpose. Think about what I just said. Some people spread themselves so thin that they forget about their own journey's purpose. In other words, what are you focusing into? Are you spending the time writing down the place in which you're focusing, the energy which you're focusing, the challenges which you're focusing? Or are you allowing your challenges to be greater than you? And that is the billionaire's mentality. that the challenges that I'm going to face off against today, this week, this month, this year, they're not greater than I am inside. If you are not in that kind of place where your mentality is starting to utilize that level, then you should definitely start listening to what I'm saying. Because what I'm talking about is getting to the place where inside of you is greater than your challenges. Where what you're focused into, you have the ability to overcome. Where your mentality starts to create things around you. Where your vibration starts to bring positivity in your direction. Where what you're focused into is what the results end up coming out. Are you putting yourself in that kind of place where what you have inside you have the ability to use? Are you stopping yourself before you have the ability to see your path, your own journey? Are you able to get to the place where you use that? And I'm going to go ahead and share a story now. So I was driving many customers and I was delivering many plates of food. I've done over 8,000 food deliveries, okay, between different apps. I've done nearly 14,000 people carry, okay? This means I've spoken with people, communicated with people for over 100,000 people, okay? That's basically almost an army, 100,000, okay? So when I was inside of the sauna and I was meditating, I used to say to people, thank you. I used to but that means you're giving them a gift. We are not a gift, guys. We are a blessing on the face of the planet. What you focus into, where you leave your blessings, the people that you leave blessings with, the challenges that you face off against, they're all your own. So I started going out, and as I was delivering the food to people, I started to find that I couldn't say thank you anymore. Why was that I could no longer say thank you? Was it because I was acknowledging a gift instead of becoming a process with the universe? Because I wasn't allowing myself to use my mentality? Because I wasn't using the ability inside of the sauna to create blessings for other people? Because I wasn't becoming a process within the universe? So I started to take notes. I started recognizing that I wanted to leave them with blessings. I wanted them to be blessed that I was a part of their process. That I recognized that my own journey had a piece that they were a part of it. See, that brings up a whole different level of you. Brings up a level inside of you where you start to see yourself and the challenges that you go through as blessings to bring you closer to yourself. And you see, when you start to become closer to yourself, people misinterpret that. They misinterpret your level of focus as selfishness. That is not true. When you are focused on being who you are on the inside, when you are focused on facing off against your challenges, when you are giving yourself the ability to be who you are, you have the ability to overcome the things that other people may not be able to do for you. You have the ability to be who you are on the inside no matter the challenges that you face off against. And so at a level where focus and knowledge become a part of you, how focused are you? How focused are you to continue to grind, to continue to put yourself in a place where you allow challenge to not stop you. You allow it to become a part of who you are. And it is there that your challenges lay. It's inside of you that you have the ability to overcome them. And I remember sleeping in a van. I remember being in a place where people would give up. I remember washing my clothes by hand. I remember being in a place where I was getting my shakes going. I was meditating. I was breaking barriers. And each part of that contraction, that difficulty that I was going through, that I was out there continuing when other people would give up. I see the blessings now. I see the mentality now. I see the challenges. Okay, I see the challenges as growth. And I see that a lot of people are having growing pains. They're having growing pains because they're not willing to comply to themselves. Hear what I'm saying. They are not willing to be completely who they are inside. Okay? They're willing to put the situation above oneself. They're willing to put the stuff in front of oneself to where focus and knowledge don't become centered within you. When you become who you are on the inside, the challenges that go on around you don't have the ability to affect you. They don't have the ability to stop you. They don't have the ability to hold you back. And yeah, you're going to be tested. Yes, there's going to be things that you're going to go through. Yes, there's going to be people that are going to start to question their own mentality. Yes, there's going to be people that are going to want to go within. Yes, there's going to be people that are going to become frustrated that they feel like they can't handle it. Well, ask yourself, how many years have you been alive? How many years did you go to school? Did you sit down in front of a teacher, which is yourself? Did you have to focus, which is you? Did you have to get down with your challenges, which are within you? And they vibrate outwards. And how are you using them? See, that's the key right there. Do you use your certification to be you? Do you absolutely be who you are on the inside? Do you use your challenges to overcome them? Do you give yourself the permission? Do you put yourself in a place where you focus, where your knowledge starts to come out, and where your mentality becomes a understanding? See, you enable your mind. You also disable your mind too. Do you seek out positivity in your life? Do you want positivity in your life? It should be the question that you ask yourself every day. And if it's not motivation, then what is it, my friends? What is it that you're focusing toward? What is it that's driving you towards you? What is it that's bringing you closer to your level of understanding that focus allows things to move out of the way for you? And it's not just going to happen today, and it's not just going to happen tomorrow. This is an every single day grind, 24/7, 7 days a week, that you're going to have to ask yourself, are you studying yourself? Are you studying your being? Are you becoming who you are on the inside? Are you allowing the challenges that you face off against to stop you, or are you allowing them to bring you closer to who you are on the inside? Now, if you allow yourself to focus, if you allow yourself to be positive, then seek out positivity and the reasons why negativity has the ability to move out of the way. And it will happen. It will happen within you. It will happen around you. It will happen for you. You will start to see yourself become a tool in the universe. You will start to see your purpose start to happen. You will start to see your path start to open up. You will start to see that what you are and what you can do and what you can become is there for you. Let me go ahead and take a couple shakes here. Every single day I go at this. Every single day. You see, the yields in the universe come from what you focus on. They come from where you want to be. They come from how you put your mind into it, how you build your mentality, how you build your ability to be and to continue to be yourself. And it's only inside that we have that place. It's only inside that we have that ability. It's only inside that the reflection can vibrate outward. So if you see challenges around you, look at the place inside you. Look at the person that you are inside. Look at the student inside of you for the answers. Look at the student inside of your mentality that you can overcome things. Look at the student inside of your challenges that you can do it. Where are you in your challenges? Where are you able to sit down with yourself and to become greater than your challenges? Are you able to put yourself in a place where you believe in yourself? And that's where an inwards journey starts. Self-honesty is the hardest trait to work with on the face of the planet, because you gotta study. You gotta study. You gotta give yourself the time. You gotta give yourself the place within. You gotta give yourself the mentality within. You gotta give yourself the ability within. And each of us faces off against challenges. Each of us faces off against things that ask the questions. You know, you become the professor when you sit inside of you. You become the professor when you give yourself the ability to continue. You become the professor when you don't allow it to stop you, when you don't allow it to hold you back, when you don't allow it to become greater than you are on the inside. Each of us has a place within focus to that point where you're using what you have inside. Use that place inside of you to become that kind of a student, to use that kind of a purpose within you. See, when you start to go inwards and you start to face off against your emotions, they start to open up the story within. When you start to face off against the fears that you have, they start to open up that you can overcome. And that knowledge is what you gain by studying you. When you bypass your pains, they become teachers. See, each of us is a blessing on the face of the planet. We find a place within, then the light radiates outwards. So, when are we willing to be that person? When is that level of being inside a light? When does it have an understanding? When does it have a purpose? When do you sit down inside and become that kind of a student and use those kind of energies that you apply in your everyday, your every purpose, your every part of your very essence, your human being? When do you become present inside of yourself? When do you use your professions as a blessing? When do you use your skills as a blessing? When do you use your purpose as a blessing? And so you see these people that are gaining and that are putting themselves in a place where you have the ability to go to that point where what you have going on, you have the ability to overcome. We each focus when do we go inwards? When do we face off against the challenges that we have? When do we give ourselves that kind of place to where we focus through them? Each of us has challenges to face off against. We have things to go through. We have places to go within. We have an understanding that opens up when you get there. You have a light inside of you. You have knowledge. You have knowledge inside of you, waiting to be applied, waiting to be opened, waiting for those pains to become overcome. And just like a student has to be in a classroom, that takes patience with oneself. That takes a place of self-mastery. And possibly that might be what we need to talk about. How do we become a self-master? See, self-mastery is a reflection of meditation. That's what we see when you are a self-master. We see a reflection that we call meditation. So when do you find the master within you, which controls your mind, which controls your being within you? When do you, the person who since the beginning has had the ability to have an agency? See, isn't it interesting when we look at it in a professional aspect that, we have parts of ourselves. We have pieces, we have knowledge, we have focus. We have a place within ourselves where we go. And that is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you gaining the knowledge to overcome your pains, your fears, your emotions. Each of you had to learn them, so you can learn to overcome them as well. You can learn to gain a part of who you are, to find the person inside as a part of a path, that has a part of your journey, that has a part within who you are. And so it's only going to happen when you think beyond your challenge. And within oneself lays that light. When within oneself is one page, that is called your knowledge. Meditation is in many different ways, in many different parts of our being. It's in our professions, it's in our homes, it's in our exercise, it's in our society. But it's up for you to find it within you, to become the student and the teacher inside of yourself, to where it has the ability to come out of you. And that kind of light that shines when you free yourself to that point, when you free yourself to be who you are on the inside, that you start using your challenges to your advantage, that your knowledge has the ability to help you to see these things you can overcome. That kind of freedom within is what we call liberation. When you liberate your mind, when you truly become free within yourself, when your challenges start to become overcome, then the ability within you starts to light up. People start to see that knowledge, they start to see that person, and that's when 10,000 might fall at your left and 10,000 might fall at your right. But as long as you are who you are within, your journey still has a purpose, because you've always started with your breath. Each of you started with your first breath. Your first learning was to go to that point. Some people will go beyond to the place before But when you came out, you breathed. Have you gotten down to that level with yourself where you recognize this? And when knowledge and focus become decompressed within you, when you get to the place where you're focused to the point where your challenges start to overcome, when you're focused at that level, you you have the ability within you to become a place of discipline. Each of us have it. Each of us can do it. Each of us can become it. And each of us can become a place where focus and knowledge bring you towards positivity. That applied place right there, where you're using your knowledge and your focus, can be connected in such a way that your whole being can be connected. Your breath in simplicity, inwards, center, outwards breath, in simplicity represents your level of focus, your centering of oneself, and your knowledge. Like focus, knowledge, and discipline, we are both mass and energy at the same time. They recognize with science that we are energy, that we are discipline. When do you use your discipline? When do you use your knowledge? When do you use your certification, which is called you, in a positive way? When do you start to see past other people's opinions, other people's purposes, and you start to decide these things are positive? These things are bringing me closer to the light. These things are bringing me closer to the blessings. These things are bringing me closer to who I am inside. When do you allow that part of yourself to open up? When do you allow that part of your being to be a light? When do you allow that part of yourself to have a vibration? Because, after all, that's why they say positive vibes. We can have them. We can become them. We could focus on them. And what is it that you put your knowledge and focus to? What is it that you put your level of discipline into? What is it that you want to become? What is it that you want to uplift other people with? Are you putting your whole being into a place? Are you using all of your challenges? Are you using all of the light that you have inside? Are you making your environment light up because you are there? Because you faced off against it? Because you wanted to do it? Because you wanted to become it? Because you wanted to be who you are within? You see, each of us have that kind of blessing within ourselves. Each of us has that kind of purpose. Each of us has that kind of path. And your journey is up to you. How disciplined are you on that? Simplicity of what I'm talking about. How disciplined are you to continue when things are falling apart around you? When other people's worlds are coming apart, are you coming together with yourself? Are you becoming who you are on the inside? Are you allowing your light to shine within you? Are you becoming something greater than your challenges? A place of discipline. This, my friends, is the greatest classroom on the face of the planet, because this classroom has focus and knowledge in the same place as the teacher within. Are you a teacher of your life? Do you learn and do you study? Do you put yourself in a place where your whole entire being becomes connected, where your whole entire purpose has a journey, where your path is worth it, where your purpose has a place? And are you reflecting in such a way that other people are becoming uplifted by you being on your journey? Are you reflecting to the point where other people see you and become inspired by you? Are you on such a place where when we ask the question about you, is what I'm doing today Is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And let me go ahead and show you what I mean. Is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it isn't one of the three, I don't want it. That's my mentality. That's my vibration. That's what I put out into this universe. That's that pace that I beat at. That's that place that I become. That's that thing, just like that last word there, inspiration. I want you to become inspired to be yourself. I want you to become inspired to face off against your challenges. I want you to become inspired to be who you are within. I want you to become inspired to be a light in the universe. I want you to become inspired to face off against your vibration. I want you to become inspired to light up this world. And as I sat there in the car, as I sat there, as I saw people, and I saw people that didn't love themselves, didn't care about themselves, I wanted to do something about it. And when I slept in my vehicle and I got to experience that kind of mentality, to get to the place of discipline where what's going on inside is greater than the challenges, the question that I asked my friends every day, what I'm doing today, am I focused to the point where the reflection radiates a level of motivation? Am I going inwards to the point where the knowledge inside is opening up and reflecting a light of meditation? And am I in a place of discipline within oneself where the challenges that are faced off against from discipline radiate a light of inspiration? And I want to uplift you. I want to tell you that you can too. I want to tell you that you can become that. You can face off against that. You can become that kind of a light. You can face off against whatever challenges you go through. When you hear what I'm talking about, when you hear what I'm talking about on a daily, when I'm out there grinding, and I'm focusing, and I'm leaving blessings for you or for your families or for the people that are within the universe, recognize that you are a blessing in this universe. Your direct being is a blessing in this universe. Your path is a blessing in the universe. That when the next time you hear somebody come up to you and say blessings to you, recognize that they are recognizing the universe. They are recognizing their journey within the universe. When do we hit a level of focus where we leave blessings for one another? Where we want others to become uplifted, where we want others to see the mentality within you, that we want others to see the purpose that you have, that you were brought to this planet to be who you are. And that is a place where light within becomes an understanding. At the place, the center of the fire between focus and knowledge, sits discipline on a seat of understanding. That is you, my friends. That is what Einstein stated as mass and energy. And we are interchangeable between focus and knowledge. The discipline within becomes a reflection on the outside when one knows they can become. What a light we are, what challenges we face off against, what purpose we have. How do we do this? How do we start to inspire one another? By being who we are on the inside, by lighting up with the being that we are. I just want you all to become blessed. I want you all to see that you can do it, that you can become it. And I want you to be a blessing to the lights that you have. Light up the night, my friends. Light up this day. shine brighter than candles, become lighter than light, and become understanding within oneself, and watch your life become a blessing on the face of the planet. I just want to leave you all with a blessing. I want to say blessings to all as I close